Welcome to Front Row, a behind-the-scenes look at music and the artists who create it. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. And now, your host, Charlene Chamberlain.
Just wishing you the bluest sky and hoping something better
Davies.
tomorrow.
The best.
Hoping all the verses rhyme and the very best of chorus has to follow all the doubt and sadness.
Hi, this is Charlene Chamberlain, and you're watching and listening Front Row on WTER Talk Exchange Radio. My guest today is Kevin Mackie. Kevin is a Grammy Award-winning music producer who produces benefit CDs for nonprofit organizations for people who are in need. He promotes positive change for communities all around the world. Welcome, Kevin. Thanks so much for coming on Front Row. It's great to see you again.
And thank you, Charlene.
You're welcome. The last time I saw you, I think, was at a Renaissance concert
That's
a
true.
couple of months ago,
Yes.
right?
Yep, had a great time.
Yeah, it was great. So tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, exactly what you said. I produce CDs for nonprofits. I've received 2 nominations, 1 Grammy win right now, currently for our Action Boost People.
Let's hold that up again. Okay.
We're up for an Independent Music Award.
Well, that's nice.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So I always gather people to help promote positive change for charities.
Well, let's talk about the Grammy win first, because that's so exciting. Then we can go in depth a little bit on exactly how you put these projects together. So you're nominated for a Grammy by the Grammy Committee.
Right.
And then
Well, no, it's actually by vote.
by vote, right?
And then sometimes it goes to a committee depending on what category you're in.
And your category was
We didn't have a committee in that particular category at
really?
that time, so we
Okay.
just got in strictly by vote.
okay by vote.
And we lost to
only.
Julie Andrews that year, which isn't a bad thing.
No, not really, not really. So, how long did it take for you to, from the time you were submitted to or nominated till the time you find out whether
That's
you
usually
won?
about 2.5 to 3 months.
Wow.
This past year, we weren't involved, but it was like maybe a month and a half. It was very short. Very
Right.
short time, but it's around, I would say, 2 months when you're nominated. So that's a special time, those 2 months,
I'm
because
sure
the
it is.
anticipation and
Anxiety.
it's an incredible high that you want it to get there in a
But-
hurry so you can get out, but you want it to last.
Right.
Because once you're out there, then it's over. Yeah.
So, how do they notify you? Do they call you? Do they notify you by mail? How does that happen?
You go online. There's actually a Grammy show they do that night for the
Okay.
top 10 categories.
All right.
And then, but there's usually around 80 categories.
I know
So
that you don't even know about.
Right.
Right.
In those categories, you have to go online. So we all sit at our computers around 11 o'clock at night trying to get in, and you can't get in because so
Oh
many
my
people are
gosh.
trying to get in, and yeah, it's amazing.
So they actually post it online.
Yes, they
Who's
post it
won?
online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's for the nominations.
for the nomination. So after the nomination, then how do they let you know you've won? Same way?
Well, if you're out there, then
Well, yes,
obviously,
of course, if you're there.
when they mention your name,
True. You go up and you get your
You
award.
go up and get your award.
And you did go.
Yes, both times. yes.
Right.
But
How exciting is that?
It was very exciting, and probably, well, the last time I was out, the 2 most exciting things was meeting Weird Al Yankovic. He was just
He's
so cool
funny.
to
Right.
hang out with. And the other thing was, instead of watching the Grammy stage, I was watching Paul McCartney in the audience jumping up and down and singing.
Right.
Look, Paul's doing this, Paul's doing that, because I'm a
Right.
big Beatle nut. So.
Oh my God, that's too funny. So will you continue to submit for Grammy nominations for
Yes.
your projects? I think
Yes.
that's pretty wonderful. So is this the newest one, the latest one?
Yes, it is. This
Action
was released
Moves
last
People.
year.
So how do you put something like this together?
Yeah, very carefully.
I would imagine. You have some pretty big players on here.
Yeah, we have John Wenton, who is in Asia and
Yes.
in the UK. He read an incredible poem by Christopher Warhagen, which is one of the producers on the CD.
Right.
We have Colin Andrews.
And Colin Andrews is very well known for
He's
crop
very-
circle
crop
research,
circle
right?
research, but he's more into a lot of other things too. But he's very intelligent guy, and I recommend going to his site and seeing what he's up to.
And what did he do a spoken word piece on here? Or
Yes, it was actually an excerpt from his book he had coming
Oh.
out. So him and his wife, they gave Krista some paragraphs, I believe,
Right.
and she reviewed it and changed, made some adjustments, and they went back and forth, and they finally came to a happy medium. And so between the three of them, they put this incredible piece together about the environment.
And is that the theme to Action Moves People?
Well,
What is the basic theme?
The
to
basic
this
theme
one?
is about people working together.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are, what you
Green,
believe
blue,
in.
or purple. It
It
doesn't matter, right?
We're all people, and just like track one, the human race. That's what we are, and we should all treat each other as such.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So from start to finish, how long does it take to, on an average, to put a project like this together? I would imagine there's so much involved. You have to come up with the pieces that you want to do, whether they're music or spoken word, and then you have to reach out to the artists that might be that you might want to have on this project,
Yes.
right?
Well, with Healthy Food for Thought, it took 2 years. But
2
that was
years.
that was a double CD, 60 tracks.
Okay.
And All About Bullies Big and Small, that took, I'm going to say roughly about 5 to 6
Well,
months.
let's back up for a minute. The Healthy Food for Thought, it was a 53rd Grammy nomination,
Right.
and you won a Parents' Choice Award
Yes.
and a Lehigh Valley Music Award,
Yes.
too.
Yeah, very good.
Wow,
Did your homework.
that's pretty impressive. And then All About Bullies Big and Small is about bullying, of course. That
Right.
came out in May of 2012, right?
It was actually in August.
August,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was around August it came out.
And where did the proceeds go for All About Bullies Big and Small?
That was for Pacer.
And what's Pacer?
They're for anti-bullying. And
Okay, they're an
national,
anti-bullying
they're a
national organization
yeah.
for anti-bullying.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest ones around.
Okay, that's great. And Healthy Food for Thought. How about all of the proceeds from that?
That was for the New York Coalition for Healthy School Food.
Healthy
And that's-
school food.
Yeah, and that's
okay.
very important.
Wow, that's
because-
pretty interesting.
Yes. I was just talking to one of the higher people up there a couple weeks ago. And, I still would like to do things for them, whether it could be small things, but it's something I still believe in healthy food in schools. Because when we grew up, we
School
ate
lunches.
a lot better. Yeah, but now I walked into a school a couple years ago to see somebody play, and I couldn't believe what they were eating.
Really?
Oh, it was horrible.
Was that bad?
It was horrible.
Wow.
It was horrible.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. So, how does this start? Do you actually look for nonprofits to work with, or do they come to you, or does it sort of happen both ways?
It can happen both ways. Yeah, definitely both ways.
Is there anybody in particular you'd really love to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Well, somebody who I really love to work with, not somebody.
From the
but
nonprofit side.
From the nonprofit side
Right.
is actually, we are going to be working with, and I don't want to talk about that right now.
Okay, don't jinx the project.
Because, we're still talking, and
Yeah.
they came to us, and it looks like a done deal, but we have to iron out everything, so I don't want to, throw it out there and then something stupid happen.
Right,
But
of course.
that I'm very excited to be working with them, especially I didn't go to them; they came
Right.
to us. So.
That's pretty. That means that the word is really getting out of about all the good work that you're doing
Yes.
and putting out there. Do you have any idea how much money is being raised via this
Well, it's
from
not
various
always
organizations? Do
Uh,
you know?
it-
Because that's what they do, right? They take the finished product
Right.
and then
All-
sell it.
well, not always. Sometimes, in some cases, they'll take the product, they'll sell it,
Right.
which I'm not sure exactly
What the figures would be,
right
the revenue
when they're
would be
doing
on
that. Sometimes we
right.
do it on our end. Every charity works a little different. We do whatever most comfortable to them.
Right.
But the most important thing, not just forgetting about the money. The most important thing is the message all the time.
Right.
With the anti-bullying, we need to stop
Right.
bullying. Period.
Right.
Period. There's no other ways to look at it. We
Yes.
need to stop. Healthy food. We need to have better food.
For children, yeah.
Right, and then Action Moves People. We need to work together.
Together.
So it's important to me that the message gets out there, what we're
Sure.
sending out. That's the most important thing first.
And you tailor the message to the organization pretty much.
Yes.
too.
Oh, yeah. We always work with them very closely because
Right.
they have a statement.
They have their mission statement, and
Right.
they they probably come to you and say, what can we create to help further our mission, right?
Yep.
How long does it usually take to put a piece like this together?
Well, Action Moves People, by a miracle, took I would say 4 months.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
fast.
I got my producers together. There's myself, Krista Walhagen, Bobby Susser, Whitney Payton, Kevin Frank, and the wonderful Rave Tessar from Renaissance. And
Right.
once I did that, I just contacted some really good writer friends of mine, and I said, look, here's the subject. This is what it needs to be, and they were brilliant. They came together so fast, gave us some brilliant material to work with. That came in, and then we went to our other producers and other friends and said, here it is, this is what we hear, can you do it?
Right.
And, going back and forth, we like this, we don't like that, trying to, produce.
Of
Exactly what
course.
we're doing is produce it. And,
Of course.
somebody would send us something and would say, we like everything but
But the
one
drum
thing.
track, but
But
the
one
drum
thing.
track or
Or
something.
we like that one thing that you did, do that through the whole piece.
Right.
And that's the fun part. And then, it was a miracle that we got it done in 4 months. And I really got to thank Krista Walhagen for that too, because she was working very closely
Really
with me with this,
instrumental
very instrumental in keeping it all together. And it's very hard because you're not dealing with the band, you're dealing with a lot
Many
of
artists,
people.
yeah.
Right, and especially artists, it's like, all right, I'll get it done soon.
Yeah, and then you call and it's not done.
And it's like, where is it? You're constantly dealing with that. So there's just no easy task.
Do some of the artists supply their own pieces for your CDs?
Oh yes, yeah. Sometimes they'll submit music.
Right.
Sometimes we'll ask them. We'll send a track to them, like if it's a spoken word, and they'll do their own music underneath.
Would you prefer it that way, or would you rather write pieces for them too?
I like whatever
Prefer.
works at the time because I
Whatever.
love writing
Right.
too, and whatever works at that. I'm always open to different ways.
How do you find the writers? Do you have like a nice Rolodex full of
Well-
creatives on your desk?
I just when you just start knowing so many people
Yeah.
in your circles.
Yes.
It's just like when I met you. You may be a writer.
I am.
Right. Well, so there you go.
I
so,
could be.
Right. So so there you go. So I met
Right.
you, and now my circle gets a little larger.
True, yeah, we just talked about that on the
Right.
ride over.
So-
yeah, we really did.
Right.
Yeah. So the next one, we can't really talk about it. Do we have a theme for it, maybe? Can we
Well-
talk about what the theme might be?
Well, I can go to something else.
Okay, go to something
Because I
else.
really rather not touch
Okay,
it
go ahead.
until I know for sure.
Okay, go
that
to,
it- that- yeah.
go to something else.
But myself and Krista, we're helping out our friend Cindy from Hawaii.
And what's happening with Cindy?
Well,
from
Cindy,
Hawaii?
I met. She was one of the. She wrote 4 pieces on Action Moves People,
Okay.
and she's a wonderful writer. And we became really good friends. She's also been a radio DJ for I think 40 years.
Oh,
maybe.
wow, okay.
And I discovered her on the Grammy Network because it's when Ray Manzarek died,
Oh, my.
and
From the Doors.
from the Doors, right?
And that was recently.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, last
hasn't
year,
been gone
yeah.
that long.
So she wrote this brilliant poem about it. And
Oh.
I was like, wow. So I wrote her right away, and we became great friends. And so now she's doing this CD for hospice. No,
For hospice care.
I worked on a CD for hospice care several years
Oh, you
ago
did?
with Annie Haslam and Asia, Ian Anderson and Jeff Waltell, Pat Denizio from the
Oh,
Smithereens.
I love Patrick.
Yeah.
He's great.
And several other artists.
Yeah.
And but hers is going to be a little different. Where ours wasn't focused on, it was focusing for raising money. But this is going to be a little different, and this is what I liked about it. She already has a book to go with this,
Oh.
and what she's going
That's
to
a nice component.
right. So what she's going to be doing is giving this CD to hospices across, at least nationally,
Right.
maybe even the world, for people to listen to in their last days, because she
Oh.
wants to give them that message. So this is very, very, very
Oh,
special.
my God, it's very
And
spiritual.
I didn't
too.
expect this. This was like, all right, we're going to work on this next project. We're going to take a year or 2, maybe 3, who knows? And then she hits me up with this, and she goes, "Can you help me out?" So this is
Oh
actually
my
her
gosh.
project, but
But
you know,
you're
but she
producing
loves so
for her,
much, right?
yeah.
But she loves so much what we did. She goes, "I really want you guys to." I was like, "Well, this sounds like a really good thing."
It is a really good
and,
thing.
my heart is, matter of fact, I have a relative that's most likely going to be going into hospice very
Yeah.
soon, and she was a very close relative.
Hospice is a good thing.
Yes, so it really is a
Been
good
there a
thing.
few times.
And, but
That's exciting, and that's a really great gift back too. It really is.
Yes.
Keith, can we show some pictures maybe of Kevin and his
Yes.
producers with his Grammy?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was doing a little damage control.
I think we have a couple of pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was with
Load up
a
behind
producer
us in a
team.
minute.
Yeah, the producer team I was working with a couple years ago.
Oops, hold on.
Oops.
Change over? No. It's because it's unextended. I hate technology sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Hold on
being
1 second.
Right, yeah, blow it up, make it bigger.
Yep.
Hang on a sec. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, that's good. There's Kevin, right?
That's me.
And who's in that photo with you at the top?
This is James Cabrera.
Jim, right?
That's Gloria Domina. That's myself, and that's Steve Polari.
And this picture is my favorite. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm a dairy manager for Brown's Family SHop-Rite, and
By day.
Browns.
by day, and
Grammy
actually
winner
overnight
producer
too.
by night.
Overnight, and Jeff and Sandy Brown have always been very kind with my projects. Every time I've went to them for funding, they've been
supported
there,
you.
and also with publicity. So
That's
they're
really
just
wonderful. when
Truly
you-
a wonderful place to work for, and it's just so nice that they, because I don't make any money from this charity work,
Right.
and it's just for fun. I love music. I love helping people. I love positive things, and the fact that they always back me up. It's very special. It's very good to have a workplace that
Oh
supports.
my gosh, to have an employer support your other, interests and everything. Yeah, absolutely.
That
It absolutely
Grammys was
is.
out in California.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they're usually out in LA. There's been a few times they're in New York City,
Right.
but in LA they have everything configured in such a way. That's probably why they
Yeah,
keep it out
Yeah.
there.
absolutely right. So Kevin, you're also a musician as well, right? You play
Yes,
bass?
I play
and-
bass. Traditionally, I'm a guitar player that switched to bass,
Mhm.
but I always do all my writing on acoustic. I just
Ah.
love. Today I was doing that too. Just picked up, wrote a couple songs real
Right.
quick, and I get such a overwhelming feeling when that happens. When all of a
Right.
sudden you do a bunch of chords and they start going together.
And they sound great together.
Oh yeah,
I
just-
know.
Yeah, it's such a great feeling.
It really is. I'm like that with piano as well.
Oh, piano player.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, so we got to talk more.
Maybe. Now, do you work out of a home studio?
We work out of all different studios.
Okay.
Now, from when we did the Bullying album with that team, we worked out at East Coast Recording,
Okay.
which is over in Warminster.
They're in the Fuge, which is a very cool place. If you've never been to the Fuge, Google it. Fuge. It's pretty
That's
awesome.
the Space Center, right?
Yes,
Right.
it is.
It's
Yep.
very, very cool.
Yeah.
there.
The last CD we worked in several studios. One being Tim Gleason's, which is local,
Right.
over here in New Jersey,
Yep. Mhm.
and Kevin Frank, that was he's in Pennsylvania, and Ray Tessar from Renaissance.
Right.
He was definitely a big part of the CD. He's
Mhm.
over in North Jersey. So we had multiple things going
Mm-hmm.
on at the same time.
And some of the artists who appeared on, is this the All About Bullies Big and Small? Was that Julian Lennon that was on?
No,
that one?
Julian Lennon was on the Healthy Food for Thought.
Okay, the Healthy Foods.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have a list of some artists who have appeared on these CDs, and we're looking at Julian Lennon, Asia, Moby, Russell Simmons,
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Sledge, Ian Anderson, Little Steven, Vinnie Mad Dog Lopez, Eric Bazillion from the Hooters, May Pang, Sweet Honey and the Rock, Uncle Floyd, remember Uncle Floyd, Tom Chapin, Rick Emmett, Annie Haslam, and I'm sure the list goes on and on and on.
And it'll get bigger.
Yeah. Is there anyone in particular you would love to have on one of your?
Well, of course, every time
CDs?
I'm going to say Paul McCartney, but it's
Well,
probably...
you keep trying. You never know.
Yeah,
You might
you know,
say yes.
you never know. We were hoping with our Healthy Food for Thought, we
Yes.
can get, since he's a vegetarian,
Yeah,
that but it didn't happen. But it's okay.
but you tried, right?
We did try.
Right.
I don't know if the message ever got to him, because when you're reaching someone, a figure like that,
Yeah.
it goes through so many
Oh
other
my
people.
gosh, I know.
And I did meet, I think it's Brian Ray, his bass player,
Mhm.
at one of the Philadelphia shows. And before it was done, we just had some samples on a CD. And we said to Brian, "Can you please hand this to Paul?" And he said, "Sorry, I'm not allowed to do
No,
it."
no.
Yeah, so
Fair
we gave a copy to him. So hopefully Paul heard it and was happy for us. But
Right.
Something we'll never know.
Well, as long as you try, that's all that matters. Are there artists that have ever turned you down? I would find that so hard to believe
Well,
that.
artists very rarely turn you down, but their management
Managers.
do.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens in most cases.
Right.
So a lot of artists, they have their charities that they work for, and they don't want to deviate
Yeah.
further from that. Sometimes it's a lot easier if you know a particular artist personally,
Mhm.
or if you know somebody
That
who knows
knows
them.
them, right.
Right, because you need to reach them on a personal basis.
Right.
Other times, like let's say Moby, I contacted his office. It's like, all right, what do you want? Just tell us.
Really?
It was that simple, and he's a vegetarian, I believe,
Yeah.
and that's why
Right.
he was already did something for the Healthy Food for Thought. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's what named the title, but the New Coalition for Healthy School Food. So I just mentioned that in my letter. It's all right. What do you want?
Wow, that's
It's simple as
pretty
that. You know, other times, let's review this. So they look into you, and then you get an answer.
Right.
Moby, didn't he do that? That one of the main songs from Gone in 60 Seconds with what's his Nicolas Cage?
I don't know. but
Bring
he does
Sally
do.
up, bring Sally down.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was him. Okay.
It might have been.
Yeah, we got to meet Russell Simmons in his office, and I tell
He's
you,
an interesting guy.
it was just like being in his TV show. I can't even say what was going on in that
Right.
office. But me and Jim were there, and we're just like, yeah.
boy.
And at one point, he asked us to leave the office when he was talking to his ex-wife.
Kamara Lee.
yeah. And actually, he made a funny comment, and they're talking back and forth. He hangs up, and he goes, this is why we got divorced,
Oh my
because
gosh.
we had the bathroom was like too far away from the bed, and then
Right.
I can't repeat what he said afterwards.
Oh my God, that's too funny. So, Kevin, are these CDs available to the general public?
Yes.
Can they buy them? How can they get them?
CD Baby, Amazon, iTunes. Like this particular CD, actually, there's people, you can download the CD. You could also download particular tracks, if you like.
And how can people find you?
Facebook, so Kevin Mackie on Facebook.
And it's Mackie.
Correct. My
Right.
email address is madferret3 at msn.com.
As in the animal.
Yes, I used to have ferrets. Used to swing them around.
Oh boy, could an animal benefit CD be coming next with some ferrets on it? Oh, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your company and what you do?
I think we covered it all. I have one basic statement, and it's like I just like producing positive change for people.
Right.
I that's how I get that's how I get my high.
No, that's great.
Another particular piece that I love on this, I just want to say, is my daughter Ellen Mackie wrote a brilliant piece for the tsunami.
How old is she?
I think she was 19 when she did this, if I'm not mistaken. But I met this band from Japan, and they spoke very, very little English, but very good musicians.
Right.
And oh my God, I'm going blank. They Electric Astorias. So I met with them, their American manager, and it was the first time they were here from Japan when I met them. And half of the poem is recited in Japanese,
Ooh.
and the other one from a Japanese professor from Bucks County, this woman. And it's just a brilliant piece, putting the music in about this tsunami. It's really.
And your daughter wrote it.
My daughter wrote it.
Wow,
yes.
that's pretty amazing. Well, I just would like to say that if there are any organizations out there that are looking for a unique way to raise funds, please get in touch with Kevin Mackie, because he's really doing some great things out there, and this is really would be a really special project for your company. Kevin, thanks so much for coming on
Thank
Front
you.
Row. It's been great to have you on.
Same here. It was
Hope to
a
see
pleasure
you
being
on
here.
again. This is Charlene Chamberlain for Front Row. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening.